All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash, and the water, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for giving us the spirit of truth in these last days which the world cannot receive, giving double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us 100% truth according to the Bible. Bagathon, peace, love, and salutations to the Zechariah wa Achim, the elders and the brothers standing stiffly for the names of Yahweh, wa Yahushai, in truth and in sincerity. All right, I just want to do a quick, pretty much like in the news, end time headlines. All right, today is February 1st, 2023. All right, the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass, and just scrolling through a few articles. All right, and start with this one here I came across. Right to the articles and right to the scriptures, Lord willing, edifying to the sincere Akim Wakwath. All right, the believers. All right, the predestined of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai according to grace. All right, so this is article posted. All right, January 31st, 2023. All right, under endtimeheadlines.org, and it's titled, "We Just Witnessed an Economic Sign That Hasn't Happened Since the Peak of the Great Depression in 1932. All right, it says, economic conditions are much worse than you are being told. Throughout the past year, prices have been rising much faster than most of our incomes have. As a result, our standard of living have been rapidly declining." Right, that's a biblical prophecy. All right, as a matter of fact, we can go ahead and get that in Jeremiah 51. To start the lesson off. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. All right, and it reads, Babylon. Matter of fact, I'm going to just get right. I'll start from verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All caps, that's the Heavenly Father. Yahweh, He exists. He is to be. All right, He is. All right, Babylon being America. Spiritually, Sodom and Egypt. No teacher, there's America, home of the slave. All right, land of the freaks. All right, have been a golden cup. All right, in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's hand that made all the earth drunken off of the philosophies. All right, off of its doest thou wilt. All right. Okay, it says the nations have drunken off her wine. Yeah, philosophies. All right, democracy, man. All right, this whole undisciplined way of life, if you will. All right, because this devil, persona, the book of Psalms, I believe the 50th chapter says, "What has he to do to declare my statutes?" So this devil has sworn, all right, his president on an inauguration, all right, that they will abide by the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but they do ultimately the opposite, man. All right, at 100%. So you have to pay for that, man. It says, therefore the nations are mad, Slaki, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed. Yeah, that's the point, man. This place is fallen. All right, there's no recovery for Babylon the Great. There is no healing for this place because ultimately it was set to be destroyed, to be an example, all right, ultimately of what not to do. As a matter of fact, the scriptures say in Proverbs 16, going into the so-called white man Esau, Edom, all right, his whole purpose of existence is for to meet his maker. All right, Proverbs 16 and 4, the Lord Yahweh have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. All right, it's the so-called white man Esau, Edom. He was made, all right, purposely to be a vessel of dishonor. Okay, so call all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We not Edomites, man. All right, we are Hebrew Israelites, man. The Most High's chosen nation out of 18 nations, man. And chiefly, Lord willing, the elect out of the nation of Israel, because majority of our people are wicked as hell. But verse 5, it says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. It says, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So those that are uplifting this place and holding this place up, you're going to be destroyed too. As you can see, it's on the decline, a rapid decline. All right. It says it has become increasingly difficult for U.S. households to make it from month to month. And as you will see below, more than a third of all U.S. adults are actually relying on their parents to pay at least some of their bills at this point. But even more alarming is what has been happening to real disposable income, according to Fox Business. The most recent GDP report revealed that the decline in real disposable income that we witnessed in 2022 was the largest that has been measured since 1932. So a steep decline, man. It says the most trouble information in the GDP report is a precipitous drop in disposable income. All right. It says which fell over $1 trillion in 2022. For context, this is the second largest percentage drop in real disposable income ever, behind only 1932, the worst year of the Great Depression. All right. Keep reading. It says, just think about that for a moment. The last time real disposable income declined this quickly was literally during the peak of the Great Depression. And that's heavy because, like we just read in Jeremiah 51, there is no peace coming to this place. There is no healing coming to this place, man. So we seeing these things come to pass. It's because the Lord is perfecting the destruction of Babylon the Great. He's destroying this place from the inside out. You have the Babylon, slip of the tongue. You have the prophets in Babylon, Jeremiah 29, all right, in the belly of the beast, okay? And we're pretty much prophesying and what? Consuming this man through the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right? And this is all biblical prophecy taking place on the planet Earth, so there's no stopping it, man. It says, and as our incomes get squeezed tighter and tighter, more Americans are starting to fall behind on their bills. All right, and that's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians who just, constantly want to live it up, constantly want to be rebellious, and not take heed to the signs as the prophecy say, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. All right, but what the scripture say, they knew not until the flood come. All right, and that flood that's coming, so-called, mean Esau Edom, with great wrath, because he has a short time, so he's going to release his liquidated robots. All right, there's an article on that. I wanted to do a lesson, Lord willing. All right, this guy has he's pretty much perfecting his sword. Okay, he's getting ready to unleash all manner of evil on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because he know that his time of sitting on the throne, which Isaiah 47, there is no throne, sit down in the dust, which the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to make Babylon the Great a place of dust and smell of smoke, pursuant to 2 Ezra 13. All right, there is nothing to be perceived. That's what the prophecy say. All right, so when Yahweh Shai return, being that ultimate fire, all right, St. Luke 4, I believe, or St. Luke 14, or I'm sorry, St. Luke 12 and 49, all right, he come to set fire on the earth. So the Lord is going to make this place a lake of fire, man. All right, and nothing is going to be perceived but the smell of smoke, man, and dust. That's it. Okay, so it says, for example, the proportion of subprime auto borrowers that are at least 60 days behind on their payments has just surged to the highest level that we have seen since 2008, and that's beautiful, man. To hear you people catching hell, all right, seeing prices, all right, jump up. Okay, to hear that you are worse state of your living conditions, that's beautiful, man. The Lord has you people in this situation of suffering, man. You see, because the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not with this place, man. You see, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not with Babylon the Great, man. All right. It says in December, the percentage of subprime auto borrowers who were at least 60 days late on their bills climbed to 5.67%. A major increase from a 7-year low of 2.58% in April 2021, according to Fitch Ratings. It marks the steepest rate of Americans struggling. Keyword is struggling. All right, so this whole image of trying to be somebody, or America going to be great, or trying to establish yourself here in hell is is a lack of prudence, man, because ultimately the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai has Babylon the Great on reservation for thermonuclear destruction. So that's why you're catching hell. That's why you're struggling. That's why you're 60 days late. That's why your rent constantly is going up every year. You renewing your lease. It went from you literally witness your rent go from $700, all right, to a stack in 2-3 years, man. all right, for a 1 bedroom, or if it's a 2 bedroom, what, 1,000 or 1,400. So these things are taking place, and your income is not increasing. You see, you might have got a 60 cent raise, but what is that when you see the price of eggs? Okay, and that's just nothing, man. How much more bread? How much more necessities? How much more essentials? And especially the things that are needful for you women, which you are the most attentive. You need more attention as far as your body. So it's only going to get worse, man. So it says Americans struggling to make their car payments since 2008 financial crisis. That's beautiful, man. All right. Meanwhile, Jake don't want to listen to the prophets tell you that whole, money bag, yo. All right. That whole, blue face, that whole want to be somebody. Look, got it. Nobody got it, man. All right. These prophecies is the only thing that got it, man. They're speaking loud and clear. All right. Babylon is falling. All right. Okay. The average Jake, he don't understand that this is not the place of your rest, man. Okay, you trying to live up to these rappers, these want to be like these rappers, Okay, the blonde hair, tight jeans, the foreign car, whatever, not taking away from bros that, got foreign cars or whatever, but the fact is that Jake still want to be in this place, man. But here it is, this article is saying you can't even afford to pay your car payment since 2008. And there's been an increase, all right, in debt, all right. It says we are already beginning to witness the largest tsunami of repossessions that we have seen since the Great Recession. Okay, a tsunami of repossessions, man. That's beautiful. And it is only going to get worse in the months ahead. So, Lord's will, this is the year. And simultaneously, you have World War III brewing up in the midst. Okay, the whole Russian-Ukraine tension. Okay, and then Babylon the Great, America being, getting involved. All right, back in Israel. Okay, then NATO getting involved too. This is all biblical prophecy taking place as we speak. Okay, these nations are like Saudi Arabia, who was, came into agreement with you, confederacy, if you will, as far as your petro dollar now, which I'll come back to this article real quick. Just read this title of this article here. It says, is the dollar collapse now in motion? Saudi Arabia signals the end of the petro status. So, they're not dealing with the dollar, man. See, these nations, which we're going to get that prophecy, have deceived thee, man. Because you're weak. All right. It says, just think about, we'll jump down. All right, yeah, let me jump down to the point of this article. So I read this article, beautiful article. I'm going to start talking about the CBDC, which they don't have no idea. Where is it? Slovakia. I don't know where it's at. Slovakia. Yeah, I can't find it. It's all good. Go back to the next article. Pretty much, they just getting rid of the dollar bill, moving forward. All right, to ultimately the mandatory implementation, all right, of the CHIP. Okay. And for those that don't know, there is a so-called, all right, egg shortage, man, which we know who behind this whole thing, man. It says third largest Third largest egg farm in the U.S. catches fire out of nowhere, right? 21 fire departments respond. Thousands of chickens likely perished. Cause of fire not known. Of course, it's unknown, man. But we know who did it. Just like the destruction of the Georgia Guidestones, it was unknown, right? You know, nobody never know dying suddenly dropping dead. Let's get this article here real quick. Just the title. You know, like I said, I'm just flowing through the spirit, man. Just reading these articles is. Shit is real, man. The Lord is not playing. Get this title real quick. I'm not going to read all these articles, just bringing it. You know, these are headlines, man. This is what's happening. This was just yesterday. What it says, Algerian, football player drops dead during a African Nations Championship match. Just yesterday, this article dropped. Okay. What them keywords that they love to say. All right. It says an Algerian football player tragically died suddenly, man, during a match at an African Nation Championship. How? You know, healthy as hell, you just dropping dead out here, man, at 25. You know, come on, man. It's that juice. Man, this place is out of here, man. Because I got an article I want to get into going into this title here, all right? It says, a massive fire engulfed a large egg farm on Saturday. The huge blaze likely killed thousands of chickens and is expected to exacerbate the current dilemma of skyrocketing egg prices. So, real quick, you know, let me go to his channel real quick. This devil, man, think he's slick, man. Talking about the gates of hell. All right, let's see real quick. All right, so first I'm gonna read the scripture the brother posted. This is 50 minutes ago. Isaiah 32:7, the instruments also the churl are evil. All right, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. And that's what this devil did, destroyed you people. All right, the poor ultimately is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians with lying words. Here's the juice. All right, you know, and now he's getting ready to destroy you ultimately by here's your golden ticket. All right, here's the grain of rice. Okay, like the elder brother Mike Olive from LA say, man, here's your grain of rice. But what is to destroy the poor with lying words? Yeah, because what's that, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, with all deceivableness, right, to deceive those who receive not the love of the truth, which is why the elders and apostles' great millstone are out there on the corners, man, so that you can receive the spirit of truth, man. But that's only reserved, all right, for the elect of the nation of Israel, man. It says, even when the needy speaketh right, yeah, and that's ultimately the elect. But Bill Gates of hell, all right, invested in artificial eggs before mysterious egg shortage and price hike. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up because I actually looked this article up. This is in 2013. It says, why Bill Gates is investing in chickenless eggs. June 13, 2013, man. So, you know, it's been, you know, out there, man. But this is why the scriptures say, let me get that real quick. All right. The Lord is going to visit this man, you know. Psalm 64:6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them, every one of these devils, man. And the heart is deep, deep in deception, deep in wickedness, deep in evil, man. All right, so now mysteriously, all right, we're having these egg shortages, right? Okay, but your man's here been investing in, you know, artificial shit. In 2013, it says the egg of the future may not involve a chicken at all. In fact, in a high-tech food lab at Hampton Creek Food in San Francisco, the chickenless egg substitute had already been hatched. Quote, all right, this is what this guy's saying. We're trying to take the animal totally out of the equation. Why? 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 Because he's a devil, man. Okay. It says Josh Tetrick, founder of the CEO of Hampton Creek Foods, told me. Okay, Hampton Creek's egg substitute product is called Beyond Eggs. Stay away from anything that is beyond. Okay, if it's beyond meat, it's not meat. If beyond an egg, it's not an egg, man. But what our people are trying to be so different, and you out here going the hell off, man. Scriptures say never trust thy enemy, man. Just keep it simple, bro. The scriptures say we shall eat our bread defiled amongst the heathen. Try to the best of your ability, but everything is tampered with, man. So, we got to do what we have to do to the best of our ability, but ultimately you have to have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. That's all it is. But this is why we have to get out of here, man. Because if this not the year, Lord willing, next year, but we shooting for this year, man, because things is only going to get worse, man. Okay? They're doing what they have to do, man. They're flagging us, striking us down, putting us on suspicion. All right? Okay? So, but ultimately they're trying to upset prophecy, man. It says it has made from bits of ground up peas, sorghum, and a few other ingredients. What's those few other ingredients? You can name a few of them. Why you can't name them all, man? See? Devils, man. But we crazy. We bugged out, man. It says, and it is attracting who? The attention of who? Of high-tech investors, including who? Your boy, man. If you listen to my story on All Things Considered, you'll hear that it's pretty hard to distinguish between cookies made with Beyond Eggs and those made traditionally with real eggs. The company has already developed an eggless mayonnaise and salad dressing using its egg substitute. So this dude is they've been on the move, man. In 2000, the global demand for eggs was about 14 million tons, according to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. By 2030, that's expected to climb to 38 million tons. Yep, egg replacements are not something new, says food scientists and food industry. So ain't no telling what the hell Jake out here eating, man. You might think you just clutch and you going off, bro. We got to get out of here. Might think you clutching up whole time. It's trash, bro. But go back to some more articles real quick. Iran's military reportedly sending warships to Brazil, Panama Canal in challenge to U.S. This just dropped today, a few hours ago. All right. Wanted to read a little bit of this one. Because if we're not mistaken, Saudi Arabia was, in cahoots with the beast. All right. Ultimately, Babylon the Great with this whole petrodollar. But what? It says, the decline of currency's world reserve status is often a long process rife with denials. There are numerous economic experts out there who have been dismissing any and all warnings of dollar collapse for years. They just don't get it, or they just don't want to get it. The idea that the U.S. Currency could ever be dethroned as a de facto global trade mechanism is impossible in their minds. It says one of the key pillars keeping the dollar in place as the world reserve is its petro status. All right, and this factor is often held up as the reason why the greenback cannot fail. The other argument is that the dollar is backed by the full force of the U.S. military, the U.S. Federal Reserve. In other words, backed by the U.S. Treasury in the Federal Reserve. In other words, the dollar is backed by the dollar. It's a very circular and a naive position. It says these sentiments are not only pervasive among mainstream economists, they are also all over the place with the alternative media. I suspect the main hang-up for liberty movement analysts is the notion that the globalist establishment will ever allow the dollar or the U.S. economic to fail. Isn't the dollar system the golden goose? The answer is no, it is not their golden goose. The dollar is just another stepping stone towards what? Oh, this is what I wanted. Yeah, this is the article. It said, towards their goal of a what? Of a one world economy and a one world currency. See, we're moving the dollar bill and moving in what? What you're going to read, it says they have killed the world reserve status of the currencies in past. Why wouldn't they do the same to the dollar? Globalist white papers and essays specifically outline the need for a diminished role for the U.S. currency as well as a decline in the American economy in order to what? To make way for who? The CHIP, man, Central Bank Digital Currency, man, in a new global currency system controlled by the IMF. I warned about this years ago, and my position has always been, all right, but that's the point, man, you know, all right. They shifting towards what? The CHIP, the MARK, which the elders and apostles of Great Millstone been prophesying and telling you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native American Indians, all right, men, women, and children about for what? Decades, man. But let's go ahead and close out with that in Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and verse 7. I'm going to start verse 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Yeah. Oh, man, let's get that prophecy real quick. How is that? Real quick. Jeremiah 49. In verse 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. All right, and how did the Lord do that? By the prophets, man. And he shall not be able to hide himself. Yeah, because what? Now this is a time where the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down are going heavy in the spirit. Okay, and bringing you jakes to the light. All right, and putting a light on this devil, man. And showing that he's full of darkness, man. And his whole intent is to remove you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians from receiving your blessing. Okay? And installing an artificial kingdom, man. Okay? All right, replacing those who fear the Lord with you jakes who are down with his system. But see, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he's going to be in straits. And everybody that's joined hand in hand with him, including our people, Eve, all right, and you 2/3, okay? You're going to what? You're going to fall too, man. It says his seed is spoiled and his brothers and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay, so going back to Obadiah 1 and verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? By the prophets. You know, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has raised up the prophets in Babylon, okay, and has given us the eye salve, okay? Now we have 100% truth, all right, according to salvation. All right, we're able to see, all right, through this darkness, man. You can't show the world who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? Whose face is on the dollar bill, all right? Who's on the run, okay, since the garden, you know? This devil, man, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Okay, verse 7 says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at what? Peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread, yeah. There was once, an establishment with you, an order with you, under agreements, certain contracts you guys, probably signed or whatever, man, But now they looking to get rid of you, A lot of these nations are what? Joining our forces with Russia, man. Leaving NATO, so much disagreement in NATO, but pursuing the Revelation, the 17th chapter, these nations are going to shoot thermonuclear fire on you too. The scripture say they shall burn her flesh, man, That's the strength of this place, man, so this place is going to be destroyed. Thus saith the biblical prophecies, man. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. All right, but that's pretty much it, man. A few articles, somebody's dying suddenly daily, okay? Third World War was constantly being brewed up, okay? Jake constantly getting put down in the streets daily. Okay. Heavy enchantment still going out on 2/3 of our people, and the C-Hip is making frontline news, man, headline news. Okay, to the point where it's going to be undeniable, to the point where you're going to have certain gatekeepers, all right, in the industry, whether it's your music industry, your entertainment world, all right, they're going to be pushing this agenda. Okay, but the scriptures say, let's close out with that. Slovakia, close out with that. If it were possible. All right, Matthew 24:24. And Yahushai, Mashiach, our Lord and our Savior. It says, for there shall arise false Christ, all right, false Mashiach, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right, so there's going to be things taking place on the planet Earth that if it was possible, but it's not possible, because John the 10th chapter says, no man shall be able to pluck them out of my hand, and my Father which gave them me, which are greater than me, no man can take them out of my Father's hand. So all we have to do is sit back, prophesy, all right, bid those into the marriage, warn our people from the destruction of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that he's bringing, all right, in the ultimate test, pursuing the Revelation, the 3rd chapter, okay, and to pray that the Lord cast us not from his presence and take not his Holy Spirit from us, man, and that we endure to the end. So with that, Lord willing, edify to the elect to the next